A very happy day for you all children. This is your second class in Geography, Lesson 3, Hydrologic Cycle. Last week we just saw up to this, and today we'll start from components of hydrologic cycle. So components. There are 6 main components in hydrologic cycle. What are they? First one is they are evapotranspiration. Second one, condensation. Third one, precipitation. Fourth, infiltration. Fifth, percolation. And sixth one is runoff. So there are how many components? 6 components in hydrologic cycle. First we'll see what is evapotranspiration. Evapotranspiration. Okay. It is defined as the total loss of water from the earth through evaporation. So what is evaporation? Loss of water from the earth is called as evaporation. Okay. From the surface water bodies and the transpiration from vegetation. So first what happens? From the water bodies, few amount of water is getting evaporated, and then transpiration occurs from vegetation. Vegetation is nothing but plants and trees. Okay, from plants and trees also evaporation happens, and that is called as transpiration. So combined together, evaporation and transpiration together is called as evapotranspiration. Got it? It is difficult. Okay. In cropped area, it is difficult to determine the evaporation and transpiration separately. Therefore, it is collectively called evapotranspiration. Okay, evaporation plus transpiration is collectively called what? Evapotranspiration. So evaporation plus transpiration is called evapotranspiration in simple. Okay. The following part explains the process evaporation and transpiration separately. We will see what is it. So the picture tells evapotranspiration. Yes, here you could see a tree. Okay, evaporation occurs from the land. Okay, and transpiration occurs from the tree. Okay, the land, that is from the land a few amount of water is getting evaporated. That is called as what? Evaporation. Okay, because of sun's rays. Okay, and few amount of water from the tree is getting transpirated. That is called as what? Both together is called as evapotranspiration. Got it? Yes. Next one, what is evaporation? Evaporation refers to the process in which the liquid form of water changes into gaseous form. So what is evaporation? A liquid form of water changes into what? Gaseous form is called as what? Evaporation. Okay. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, that is 212 degree Fahrenheit temperature, but it actually begins to evaporate at 0 degrees Celsius, that is 32 degree Fahrenheit, and the process takes place very slowly. Temperature is the prime element which affects the rate of evaporation. There is a positive relationship between these two variables. Areal extent of surface water, wind and the atmospheric humidity are the other variables which affect the rate of evaporation. Next, the atmosphere gets nearly 90% of moisture. So in atmosphere we get 90% of moisture from ocean, sea, lakes and river through evaporation. Okay, and 10% of the moisture from plants through transpiration. So 10% from the plants to transpiration we get moistureness, and 90% we get from what? Ocean, seas, lakes and river water evaporation. Okay. Yes. On a global scale, the amount of water gets evaporated is about the same as the amount of water delivered to earth as precipitation. This process varies geographically as the evaporation is more prevalent over the seas, over the oceans than precipitation, while over the land precipitation routinely exceeds evaporation. The rate of evaporation is low during the periods of calm winds than during windy times. When the air is calm, evaporated water tends to stay close to the water body. During windy, the water vapor is driven away and is replaced by dry air, which facilitates additional evaporation. The rate of evaporation increases with increase in wind speed, increase in temperature, decrease in humidity, and increase in areal extent of surface water bodies. Next, coming to transpiration. Transpiration refers to the process by which the water content in the plants, so already we have seen. Yes. Transpiration refers to the process by which the water content in the plants are released in the atmosphere in the form of water vapor. Much of the water taken up by plants is released through transpiration. So, what the plants and trees which absorb the water, okay, it transpirants it to the nature again, because that is called as what? Transpiration. Okay, the rate of transpiration is also affected by the temperature, wind, and humidity. The rate of transpiration is also affected by nature of the vegetation and method of cultivation of crops. Next, condensation. We will see what is condensation. It refers to the process in which the gaseous form of water changes into liquid form. So, here in evaporation we saw the liquid form of water changes into gaseous form. Just opposite to here, the gaseous form of water changes into liquid form is called as what? Condensation. Okay, condensation generally occurs in the atmosphere when warm air rises, cools, and loses its capacity to hold water vapor. As a result, excess water vapor condenses to form cloud droplets. Condensation is responsible for the formation of clouds. These clouds produce precipitation, which is primary route for water to return to the earth's surface in water cycle. Condensation is the opposite of evaporation. As I told you earlier, condensation is just opposite to evaporation. Got it? Yes. Forms of condensation. What are the forms of condensation? Dew, frost, fog, mist, and clouds are the different forms of condensation. We are going to see it in detail now. First one is dew. It is a water droplet formed by the condensation of water vapor on the relative cold surface of an object. It forms when the temperature of an object drops below the dew point temperature. Next, frost. Frost, the ice crystals formed by deposition of water vapor on a relatively cold surface of an object is called frost. It forms when the temperature of an object drops below the freezing point of temperature. Next one is fog. Fog is the suspended tiny water droplets or ice crystals in an air layer next to the earth's surface that reduces the visibility to 1000 meter or lower. For aviation purposes, the criterion for fog is 10 kilometer or less. Mist. Mist is the tiny droplets of water hanging in the air. These droplets form when the water vapor in the air is rapidly cooled, causing it to change from invisible gas to tiny visible water droplets. Mist is less dense than fog. Next, clouds. Clouds consist of tiny water droplets or ice particles which are so small and light in weight. Clouds are formed by microscopic drops of water or by small ice crystals. The size of the droplets generally range from a couple of microns to 100 microns. When the size of the water droplets exceeds 100 microns, it becomes raindrops. Okay, so clouds consist of very tiny waters, okay, or very tiny ice particles which are so small and light in weight. So these droplets will be very small and very light in weight. Clouds are formed in microscopic drops. How clouds are formed? All together, all microscopic drops of water together is forming as clouds, okay, or small ice crystals. Microscopic drop of water or microscopic small ice crystals is formed as clouds. The size of droplets ranges from couple of microns to 100 microns. When the size of water droplets exceeds 100 microns, it becomes raindrops. Okay. Condensation occurs. Do you know? They have given the meaning for condensation. Condensation occurs when the air gets saturated. Warm air can hold more water vapor than the cold air. Saturation occurs when the temperature drops down. Okay, next we are going to see precipitation. Precipitation refers to all forms of water that fall from clouds and reaches the earth's surface. For the occurrence of precipitation, cloud droplets or ice crystals must grow heavy enough to fall through the air. When the droplets grow large in size, they tend to fall. While moving down by collecting some small droplets, they become heavy enough to fall out of the cloud as raindrops. Forms of precipitation. The form of precipitation as a region depends on the kind of weather or climate of the region. The precipitation in the warmer parts of the world is always in the form of rain or drizzle. In colder regions, precipitation may fall as snow or ice. Common types of precipitations are rain, sleet, freezing rain, hail and snow. We will see what are they. First one is rain. The most common kind of precipitation is rain. The precipitation in the form of water droplets is called rain. The precipitation in which the precipitation in which the size of raindrops are lesser than 0.5 millimeter in diameter is known as drizzle, and the raindrops with greater than 0.5 millimeter in diameter is known as rain. Generally, drizzle takes place from stratus clouds. It's a kind of cloud. Next, sleet. The precipitation which takes place in the form of mixture of water droplets and tiny particles of ice 5 millimeter in diameter is known as sleet. Sometimes raindrops fall through a layer of air below 0 degrees Celsius, the freezing point of water. As they fall, the rain droplets freeze into solid particles of ice. So, the mixture of water droplets and ice particles would fall on the earth surface. Next, coming to freezing rain. Sometimes Raindrops falling through cold air near the ground do not freeze in the air. Instead, raindrops freeze when they touch a cold surface. This is called freezing rain, and drops of water are usually greater than 0.5 millimeter in diameter. Hail. The precipitation, which consists of round pellets of ice which are larger than 5 millimeter in diameter, is called hail or hailstone. Hail forms only in cumulonimbus clouds during thunderstorms. So hail formed in the cumulonimbus clouds, okay, during thunderstorm. Okay, the hailstone starts as an ice pellet inside a cold region of a cloud. Strong updrafts in the cloud carry the hailstone up and down through the cold region many times. Snow. Often, water vapor in a cloud is converted directly into snow pieces due to lowering of temperature. It appears like a powdery mass of ice. The precipitation in the form of powdery mass of ice is called a snowfall. So, how does snow occurs? It occurs in the form of powdery mass, in the large form of powder content. Okay, it is common in the polar and high mountainous regions. So, different forms of precipitation they have given, what we have studied now: rain, sleet, freezing rain, hail, okay, and snow. Got it? Next comes infiltration. So, infiltration will start in the next class. Thank you, children. Take care.